Cameron, you have a seat in court. You can see Harry as he is giving his testimony. And look, yesterday cracks really started to appear in his case, didn't they?
They certainly did, Isabel. Yes, I mean, Prince Harry faced nearly 5 hours of questions and cross-examination over his allegations that the Mirror Group newspapers used unlawful information to write stories about him. He is the first royal who's appeared in the witness box since the 19th century. But in court, I was sat there very close by to him, and he appeared very calm and relaxed as he spoke of the effects this alleged unlawful information gathering had on him. He spoke of a huge amount of paranoia he had in his relationships. He accused some journalists of having blood on their typing fingers and said the state of British, in his witness statement, he said the state of British journalism, and controversially for a member of the royal family, the state of the government was at rock bottom, something that Prime Minister Rishi Sunak would not be drawn on when asked by reporters yesterday. Well, Andrew Green KC, the barrister representing Mirror Group newspapers, was very hot on the detail and questioned Prince Harry on 20 out of the 33 articles being tested in this case. He asked Prince Harry specifically if he was distressed by the Mirror articles in particular at the time of publication, and whether Prince Harry remembers reading them even at the time of publication. And that is something Prince Harry did not want to speculate on, saying that some of these articles were 20 years old. He also asked Prince Harry why he was complaining about the Mirror Group newspaper articles in particular, when some of the information in them was actually already published by other media outlets a day or maybe even a week before. Now, the Duke's, in response to that, the Duke's understanding was that the Mirror Group newspaper journalists used unlawful means to move the story forward in order to get an exclusive. Mr. Green, the barrister representing Mirror Group, also used Prince Harry's memoir Spare against him. One such instance, an article published in 2003, alleging a fallout between Prince William and Prince Harry over whether or not to meet Diana's former butler, Paul Burrell, had a different version of events in Prince Harry's witness statement released to the court this morning and in his memoir Spare. Now, critics of Prince Harry will say that he was very out of his depth yesterday, that he's used to friendly Oprah interviews or promotional interviews, not a grilling from a top barrister who is hot on details. But a media lawyer was saying yesterday that it's a lower threshold in a civil case like this to determine whether or not Prince Harry is a victim of unlawful information gathering, and the judge only needs to find on the balance of probabilities, i.e. over 50%, if it is more likely than not that Prince Harry is a victim in this case. So there could be a situation when the judge makes his ruling in a few weeks' time that on some of the 33 articles he does find in Prince Harry's favour, but we will have to wait and see on that one. As for Prince Harry, he is back in the courtroom this morning, expected to resume at about 10:30, and his evidence is expected to continue into the afternoon.
Well, it is box office, and you have a ringside seat at all of that, Cameron. You were there yesterday. You say critics would have said he was out of his depth. What did you make of his performance?
Well, it was a pretty interesting one, Eamon. I think he certainly started off pretty confident and was giving the answers, perhaps, that the barrister wanted. But what seemed to be the big difference between Mr. Green, representing Mirror Group newspapers, and Prince Harry was that Mr. Green was forensically going through every article line by line in detail, asking Harry for specifics, and Prince Harry, it appeared, did not have the specific information or indeed the detail. In fact, some of the articles he appeared not really to be across in the 33 which were in his witness statements, which some people have said, and it was pretty obvious, perhaps could be a little bit of his downfall. But we still, of course, have another day of evidence. And as I said just earlier, it's a balance of probabilities here, whether or not it is more likely than not that Prince Harry was a victim of unlawful information gathering. But it was clear that it was not an Oprah interview. It was not a promotional interview for his memoir Spare, something Prince Harry's very used to. It was very different with a barrister grilling him.
And Cameron, the judge asked him specifically, did you write this opening statement, this witness statement yourself? And he was adamant, yes, this is my own hand. And in that statement, he made those comments about the British government, which is a first, really, for the royal family. And look, you know, he's not a working royal, he can do that. but it will raise eyebrows and it will create problems, will it not, for his father, who is, of course, having these weekly meetings with the government, with the Prime Minister.
Yeah, it was very interesting, Isabel. I was in court when the barrister asked him on that specific point whether or not he had written his witness statement, and he absolutely was adamant that he wrote the entire thing. And clearly, very controversial that a member of the royal family said that the state of the British government was at rock bottom. I think perhaps from Prince Harry's perspective, he has more freedom now. He is no longer a working member of the royal family, but nonetheless, he is still fifth in line to the British throne. His father is King Charles III, so it is going to create some uncomfortable tensions for the king and the institution of the monarchy. Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, was asked by reporters yesterday on his way to Washington what he thought of Prince Harry's comments, and Rishi Sunak had the default answer for any British Prime Minister when they are asked about a member of the royal family, and that was they do not comment on the royal family. But nonetheless, Prince Harry being pretty criticised this morning for perhaps dipping his toe into politics.
OK, Cameron, with all of that, thank you very much. Keep us posted on all those developments from the High Court today. We look forward to it. Thank you.